Okay, so I've been doing YouTube audits for years at this point, like either in my programs or they're things you can purchase or whatever. And last week I did probably 30 audits between those of you who purchased audits and some that some people in my program had gotten as like part of the program. And I literally saw the same 4 mistakes in like every audit I did. Literally the same 4. I repeated these 4 things 1,000 times the other day. And so I thought I would bring you a video to tell you what these 4 things are so that if you're like, oh my gosh, my channel's not growing, I don't understand, I wish somebody could look at my channel and tell me why it's not growing. Hopefully this will give you a good snapshot. So hi, howdy, hey, what is up y'all? If you're new here, my name's Jessica Stansberry. If you're not new here, welcome back. I'm really pumped that you're here. I'm here to help you, do the YouTube thing, do the video thing, do the business thing where we're just, gonna hang out here on this channel. All right, first things first, and this is probably the thing that I repeat the most, and that is thumbnails. Like 99.9999999% of people, and especially people who get a YouTube audit from me, are not doing their thumbnails right. And so there's a lot we need to talk about here. I do have a video where I talk about like what makes the perfect thumbnail and all of that good jazz, but this is the number one problem that I see. And the number one problem that I see with thumbnails is that people want to reiterate the title of the video into the thumbnail. And that is a major, major no-no. And I have talked about that 1,000 times on this channel. I've talked about that on stage at conferences. I talk about that massively in my YouTube course. Don't ever repeat your title in your thumbnail. Don't ever repeat your title in your thumbnail. Don't ever repeat your title in your thumbnail. Let me explain why. I think this used to be a thing that somebody taught somewhere down the road. I don't know. It has never been a thing since I've been on YouTube, since 2016. But I think somewhere somebody taught that like you needed the keywords written out in your thumbnail too, to like, be found in search and all the things. And that is absolutely 1,000% untrue. Your thumbnail and your title work together to get people to click on your video. That's their job. So if you are repeating the title in the thumbnail text, like you are wasting super valuable real estate that could be used to help somebody decide to click on this video. In addition to that like bad teaching or like somebody just assuming maybe that we need to reiterate the keywords or whatever in the thumbnail, I think a lot of people think about the thumbnail and title separately. Like you're designing the thumbnail separate from putting in the title. And so in your head, they're separate things, but there is no instance where anybody on YouTube will ever see your title separate from your thumbnail and vice versa. Nobody's ever gonna see your thumbnail without the title. So you have got to do a really good job of making these 2 things work together. Your title's job is to, of course, incorporate keywords and do the work it needs to do there, and then to be clickable. So I always like to tell people like keywords and sass, like that's what you need in a title. But your thumbnail's job is to increase that clickability. Your thumbnail's job is what will cause someone to click on your video versus someone else's that they see either on their homepage, their subscription page, or in search. Like that's a big deal. If you and, person over here have the same title and, everything kind of looks the same, your thumbnails are the only thing that makes someone want to click on yours versus theirs or theirs versus yours. And that's really important because if they don't click, if we don't get them to click into the video, then we can't get them to watch the video. We can't get to all of this other stuff that you're making a mistake with. Like we never get there and you're never gonna grow if nobody's clicking on your videos. What I like to tell people with thumbnails is that they need to invoke emotion in some way. They need to cause someone to be like, WTF, or they need to kind of make someone feel like you understand them. You see where they are, you see what they're doing. The only exception to this, and this is just a different kind of industry, is the like vlogging lifestyle industry, which is very hard to break into anyway, and is not gonna get you a ton of clicks anyway. But in that industry, thumbnails do tend to be more like pretty and, you know, look like they came off Instagram and that kind of thing, and less words. And that's okay. That's what needs to happen for that niche. But for most of us, we need to invoke emotion in some way. So if we go to my channel, I want to just use it as an example. So if we go here to this one, like one of the best ways to sell digital products without an audience. Instead of saying in my thumbnail, sell without an audience or digital products, no audience, I've already said that. I don't need to say it again. It's already there in the title. So in the thumbnail, I wanted to like really kind of emphasize the fact that this was a hack, that this was something that anybody could do without an audience, that this was something you probably weren't hearing somewhere else. So my face looks like, oh, I've got a secret, and my words say major hack. That right there is making people want to click more. That video has a super high click-through rate. Then you've got like this one, my exact course launch strategy, and I have like marketing, launch, whatever, right? Instead of being like my course launch strategy on the thumbnail, I went completely like separate and I said 100K launch. That's the big words you see there. There's other things on the thumbnail, but that's what you're seeing. Because people are going to look at this video and say, oh my gosh, she's sharing her course launch strategy and she has had $100,000 launches and I want that. So I'm going to click on this video. Now, there are times you don't even need words in your thumbnails. There are times when the image speaks for itself. Right, here's a good one. I've been playing small, but today that changes. And I look like kind of sad, kind of concerned, and that's all I needed. Same thing here, like this, let them talk. The title is intriguing and the thumbnail makes me look like, I don't care. So that makes people want to click. Same thing here. YouTube paid me how much in 2022? I didn't need words. I was already like saying YouTube paid me how much in 2022 in the title, right? And my face is like, holy shit, I'm shocked. I didn't have to write, I'm shocked. I didn't have to. My face is saying it. But this is 1000% the biggest thing that I see people struggling with when it comes to their channel. Now, we spent a lot of time there. We're not going to spend as much time on the other things because they're a little more self-explanatory, but we have 3 more mistakes to talk about. And again, these are things I see all the freaking time. Okay, number 2, intros. So many people start off their video with, hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah. This is where we talk about X, Y, and Z. And today I went to the grocery store. Y'all, you have about 2 to 3 seconds to catch people's attention. So that 2 to 3 seconds cannot be filled with, hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Like, you just can't, okay? That 2 to 3 seconds has to be filled with something that is going to make them want to watch for the next 10 seconds. And then that 10 seconds is filled with something that's going to make them want to watch for the next little bit. And then once you've got them at that point, then you can introduce yourself because they're there, they're ready to like hang out with you or do the thing you've told them they're going to do. So for instance, in this video, I don't exactly remember what I said in the beginning, but I said something like, oh my gosh, I see people making these same 4 mistakes on their YouTube channel and it is killing their growth. Something like that. I didn't say, hey, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jessica. I teach YouTube strategy and video strategy and all the things. And today I want to talk about mistakes I see. No, that's way more boring. That is going to cause people to dip out as fast as they got there. And all the work that you did on the thumbnails to get them to click is gone because now they are gone. It'll kill your average view duration, it will kill your statistics, it will kill your analytics, and your channel will not grow. You've got to make that intro, that first like 5 to 10 seconds of your video super intriguing and super like grabby. Like you want it to grab them so that they continue to watch the rest of the video. Now, if you're in an educational niche, you can do something like I did, like kind of start off with, oh my gosh, like blah, 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 or did you know, or so many times I see, or whatever, right? But if you're in like a lifestyle niche or a vlog niche, or it's a vlog or like whatever, take an exciting part that happened in the vlog and put it at the beginning. Like, make it a teaser. You know how TV shows will have like little clips from the episode in the beginning and then you're like, oh my gosh, I have to watch that. When does that happen? That is what you want your intro to be, especially in that style of video. Now, inevitably somebody is going to watch this and it was going to go in the comments and they're gonna be like, I watched so-and-so and they start all their videos with, hey, blah, blah, blah. Guarantee they either have no subscribers or they have a shit ton of subscribers. Once somebody has a shit ton of subscribers, they're not trying to gain more subscribers. And they are not caring about what they're saying in the beginning of their videos. They're just getting into it, right? And they've earned that right. Somebody on Instagram the other day was talking about some advice that Mr. Beast gave, and it was shitty advice, to be honest, for most people. And I commented, I was like, no. Like this, he's earned that right to do that thing. He's able to do that because he didn't do that for a lot of years, and now he has this massive fan base, the algorithm loves him, et cetera, and so he doesn't have to worry about it. For most of us, we can't do that, and the same thing goes with these intros. For most of us, we cannot do that. That is the exception to the rule, not the rule. Hook your people in the beginning of your videos. And on that same note, third most common thing I see people doing wrong is their outros. Now, this has less to do with people watching your videos because, you know, if you don't have the right thumbnail, people aren't going to click and watch. If you don't have the right intro, people aren't going to stay and watch. But by the time somebody gets to an outro, they've already watched. But what this does have to do with is getting them to come back and watch more videos, getting them to stay on your channel, getting them to like you, getting them to go down the next step, like whatever that step is. Your outro is just as important as your intro, and so many people miss it. I would say don't end your videos. Keep talking until you say bye. Like, there's no reason to be like a minute from the end and be like, okay, that's all. But I'm gonna have to keep talking for a minute, and now everybody's dipped out and they're not even gonna stay for that last 20 seconds where I have other videos popping across the screen and all the things. Keep talking until the very end of your video. And then in that last 20 seconds, when you have the ability for videos to pop across the screen on your end screen, use it. Use it and verbally tell people to go click those videos, to go watch those videos. Sometimes it is a specific video. So for this video, for instance, maybe at the very end of this video, I'm like, hey, if you want more tips and tricks on how to grow on YouTube, if you're just getting started or whatever, click this playlist that's popping across the screen right here, and it will have everything you need to know. I could say something like that. Or I could just be like, there are other videos popping across the screen that you're gonna love. Click them and go hang out with me. You know, like it doesn't have to be anything crazy. But so many people miss the outro. They drag it out way too long. It's way too much goodbye. You know, that person who at the party, you go to tell them bye and then they talk forever. Sometimes I'm that person. But, you know who I'm talking about. And like you don't want to talk to them and they're like, oh, and you're like, oh my God, shut up. I just came to tell you goodbye. That's what you're doing if you do that in your outro. Last thing last, and this is a big one, but it's also not a big one. That's what she said. Quality. I see so many freaking people filming their YouTube videos with a webcam or something of the equivalent. And let me just tell you that a webcam may tell you that it is 1080p, it is HD, it is all the things, but it will never have the same quality as even the back camera on your phone. But especially not as like, you know, another like good like video camera. I do not want you to hear this and be like, oh my gosh, I have to run off and go buy an expensive camera. Absolutely not. You can absolutely use the back camera on your phone. It is very, very good. Hell, the front camera on your phone is better than a webcam because a webcam, one, like most people don't light their videos correctly to use a webcam, and so they end up like really grainy and like blurry. But two, the webcam quality just can't get there. So your eyes are blurry, your video is blurry. And while users are not sitting there like, oh my gosh, I can't watch this video, it's too bad quality. Something is popping up in their brain to say, oh, caution, I don't like this video. Because when you compare a really grainy video to a really good video, people notice. And I'm gonna show you what it would look like if I was filming with the webcam that everybody uses. It's like the C120, I don't know what it's called. I actually have one because Laura needed a webcam and I gave her one of mine. And since she's no longer with me, she sent it back. But this thing right here, this is a Logitech 1080p HD webcam. It is the one that everybody will suggest. And for doing web calls, it is spectacular, okay? I'll be honest, the webcam on my new MacBook Pro is better than this, but this one's good, okay? It's great for doing web calls. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and plug it in to this computer and I will show you the difference in real time. Okay, so this is the quality you're getting from each camera. You're getting webcam and you're getting regular camera. Now, the webcam quality is decent. It's good, but it cannot even remotely compare to the quality that I have on this camera. And let's actually just throw my phone into the mix, okay? So we've got webcam, we've got camera, we've got phone. The webcam quality is the worst of these three options. Use your phone. Do not use a webcam, and especially don't sit in a dark room using webcam. I see so many people in these YouTube audits that I do, and just in general, who are doing really good with like thumbnails, intros, outros, like whatever, but their quality is just so bad that when people click on the video, they don't want to watch. Like their eyes hurt and they go away. It could also be audio quality. It could be that their audio is so bad, their audio quality is so bad, people dip out. Either way, your quality has to be to a certain level at this point. It has to be where you are clear and crisp and people enjoy watching the video, because that is what everybody else on the platform is doing. And if you are not keeping up with that, you're not gonna win. Again, do not take that as you have to go buy a $1 million camera. Use your phone. It is better than a webcam, but stop filming on a freaking webcam. 4 big mistakes. The top 4 that I see, the ones that I repeated over and over and over and over and over again in these YouTube audits. These are the things that you need to fix. If you are a YouTuber and you're like, why is my channel not growing? If you are creating content on the platform and you're being consistent, all the things you know you need to do, and your channel is not growing, it likely is because of one or maybe even all of these things. Now, to follow my own advice, there's other videos popping across my screen right now. You should probably go watch them. And until next time, bye y'all.